let's look at the bar. So this is the bar. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we have to find out the stiffness matrices. And how? The meaning is we are going to fix one nth. So see here, the how to find out K11, K2 and like that. The idea is we are going to fix everything. So let's say this is direction 1, we write like this is direction 1, this is direction upward is 2, this is direction, this one is 3, this is direction upward of this point is 4. We want to find out K11. How to find out? We are going to fix everything except node 1 where we will apply unit displacement. So we are going to fix everything. So we apply like this one, we fix it like this. Okay, and so 1 2 is fixed, 1 2 is fixed like this one, and here we want to fix 2 also, so that we can apply displacement in this direction, but fix in this direction and fix this also. So we will apply something like this, right? So roller like this. So our system basically will be something like this. So we have a roller and you are giving a unit displacement. So u1 equal to 1 and you are fixing it like this one, and whatever force is needed to move this by 1 will be called K11, right. So our K11 equal to what? We have to find out. So let's do it. If you move by 1, then what happens? So originally you had like this, okay, and then from here you are coming here. Again your movement is very small, but you have come from here to here, right, okay, and this value is 1. Let's say this is theta. If you move by 1, then we have to find out what is the value of by what amount the length of this bar changes. That is what we have to find out. And how will you do it? Okay. So we have this equal to theta, this we have L, right, okay, and then so we can draw it here. So this is L and this is theta, okay, and let's say you are moving here by u1. So from here to here is u1. So this is u1 and then you are here now like this one, yeah, okay. Now this value from here to here does not change. So here to here value, this value remains the same, and which is equal to, if this is theta, so L sin theta, because this will be L cos theta, L sin theta, okay, and originally this was L cos theta, okay. Okay, and so this value is given u1. So basically the new one what you have is the configuration. If you see that we have L cos theta minus u1 and okay, and here we have L sin theta okay, and here we don't know what that is. We will have the new L here, okay, and so what is this new L? So this new L will be equal to L square will be equal to L square sin square theta plus L cos theta minus u1 square, and what we get? We get equal to L square, because we will get L square sin square theta here, then L square cos square theta, okay, and then you get minus 2 u minus 2 u1 L cos theta plus u1 square, okay. Okay, so here we have to assume that this u1 is very small, and if that is the case, then okay, let's rewrite this on the next page, then we will understand it better. So far we have a small L square equal to big L square minus 2 u1 L cos theta plus u1 square. So let's write that. So a small L square equal to big L square minus 2, then we have u1 cos theta u1 cos u1 L cos theta plus u1 square. That's what we have, u1 square. Okay, and we are assuming u1 to be very small, and so we can rewrite this as small L square minus big L square is equal to minus 2 u1 L cos theta, and you are assuming u1 square equal to 0 because u1 is very small. We can write as small L minus big L multiplied by small l plus big L equal to minus 2 u1 L cos theta. Since u is very small, hence actually this plus this will be 2L. We can write it as this will be delta L. What is the difference between the two L's? Multiplied by, we can write as 2L here is equal to minus 2 u1 L cos theta, or simply delta L we get. So we have 2L here and 2L here, so we get minus u1 cos theta. So minus u1 cos theta. Yeah. So this tells you this is what the change in length when you move this in this direction. And actually we did this a long way, but it was not needed. What we could do is, so if you have a bar like this one and you are fixing like here, if you apply u1 here, then what you have to see is, if you are moving in this direction u1, in this direction you move by theta. This is cos, this is theta. So if you move like u1 in this way, you will move by u1 cos theta, as simple as that. So this becomes this way u1 cos theta, and hence this is what it is giving you. I dropped this so that you have no confusion, but simply if you are going in this direction u1, then the component in this direction will be u1 cos theta, and this will be the change in length of this bar in this direction, and this will produce the force. So the idea is, if you are moving u1 in this direction, you are also moving u1 cos theta in direction, and hence the force, what the force in this direction will be equal to the force, you can write force along the bar is equal to k delta L, and k is EA over L times delta L, and that will be equal to minus EA over L u1 cos theta. Minus meaning it's a compressive, that's what means, the length has reduced, hence it becomes a compressive force. So this is the force along the, this bar is right now, right? Now remember, we have to find out the force in this direction. So if the force is, if there is a spring, the bar which is compressed like this one, and so far what we got, we have like this, and we have moved by 1, and right now we have this force. Which one? This force. And what is the value of this force? This value of this force is this, EA over L u1 cos theta. So EA over L u1 cos theta, where u1 is equal to 1 basically, right? So we actually, we have moved this one, this is u1 is equal to 1 actually. So but I'm still writing u1, we can move u1 anytime, we can replace u1 with 1 anytime. So now we have to find out what is the force that is needed, means what is the force when you have moved by u1, how you have moved. Remember, we also have a roller support here, right? Okay, so we have moved such a way it is not moving up and down here, right? It is only moving in this direction only. We have fixed up and down movement here. Also I fixed both the degree of freedom. Only this degree of freedom in which the displacement is applied is free. So u1 equal to 1. If the force is this direction, so this force will have, because we have moved like this one, this has been compressed. Because of the compression, the force that needed to compress this one is this value, and this force will have two components, one in this direction, the other in this direction. What is the component of in this direction? Okay, so if you have force something like this one, which is F is equal to EA u1 cos theta E over L, and this is theta. So in this component in this direction will be simply what we call is K11, right? K11 is equal to EA over L, and we apply here now u1 equal to 1. So I will not write u1, I will just write 1 only. Okay, so we have EA over L, L u1 equal to 1. So I am not writing it, I will just write cos theta. So we get EA over L cos theta. Cos theta is here, cos theta, so we write cos theta. But we have this F and cos theta of that, so multiplied by, so we get multiplied by cos theta again. So basically what we mean, cos K11 equal to F cos theta, and where F was, where F is equal to the whole thing which includes cos theta. See here, right? So K11 will be F cos theta, but F also includes the cos theta, so hence you will have two cos theta, one cos theta here, a cos theta here. So that really means EA over L cos square theta. Okay, so we get value of K11. Similarly, we can get value of K12. What is the value of K12? Value of K12 will be whatever the, if we have moved this point by 1, then this has produced, this actually compressed the spring or this bar. Because of the compression, the force that is needed to compress so much is equal to E over L u1 cos theta, and the component of this in this direction will be you multiply by cos theta again, and hence you get this one. If you want the force, the component of this force in this direction, in upward direction, will be simply F sine theta is equal to, and F we have equal to this, where u1 equal to 1. So K12 becomes Ea over L sine theta cos theta. Yeah. So we have one cos square theta, we have sine square theta. Okay, now others are very easy. How easy? You can see that if you have a bar like this one, if one force is here which is K11, another force is here K12. Okay. So in order to balance this force, we must have we must have a force which is opposite in this direction. So what we get here is K11, but in the opposite direction, and what we need to have is vertical force which will be also equal to this but opposite direction. So what we will have is K12. What is the meaning of that is basically technically if you have moved this direction u1 equal to 1, then the forces which are produced here are K12, this is K11, and here you have the forces will be K13, this is K14, but if you look at the equilibrium condition, then this and this magnitude will match, but direction will be opposite. Similarly here, and we can also write basically this way also. For equilibrium, K11 plus K13 equal to 0, hence K13 equal to minus K11 is equal to minus Ea over L, and then you have cos square theta, and K similarly we can, for the vertical one, we have K12 plus K14 equal to 0, and hence K14 equal to minus K12, and that makes it minus Ea over L sine theta cos theta. So we have completed so far the first row of the big K matrix, and the first row is nothing but we got like this. So we have Ea over L cos square theta, Ea over L cos theta sine theta, then minus Ea over L cos square theta minus Ea over L cos theta sine theta. So far this is what we got, and this is the first row of the K matrix, the stiffness matrix, and this is 4 by 4, we got the first row. Similarly we can get the others row as well. Okay, so let's look at the other components as well. So now what we have to do, okay, we have to find out now. So we are going to fix this way, and now in x direction it will not move. So roller in like this one, and we are going to give u2 equal to u2 equal to 1. So we have u1, u2, u3, u4, all among them u2 equal to 1 and we have all others equal to 0. So u1 equal to 0, u3 equal to 0, u4 equal to 0. So all ui is the displacement or displacements for degree of freedom, right? Okay. If that is the case, similar analysis we can you can do if this goes up like this one. So again the angle is theta here. So remember this is we have theta, and hence we have here 90 minus theta. Yeah, so pi over 2 minus theta. So now everything will be accordingly, it will change, meaning that if you are moving this way, hence the component of this displacement along this one will be whatever u1 multiplied by cos of pi over 2 minus theta, so becomes sin theta. So what you see is sin becomes cos. If you compare with the other, the sin will now become cos, cos becomes sin, meaning that our in this case the value of force in this case becomes, so new force F, where F will be equal to minus, yeah, so minus EA over L. Instead of cos theta you will have sin theta. Why sin theta? Because angle is now pi over 2 minus theta. So actually this is because, so let's write it here. So F will be nothing but EA over L cos pi over 2 minus theta. Because of that you have the sin theta term, because earlier we moved this way, we have theta here, now moving this way and we have pi over 2 minus theta here, since you have sin theta. Okay, so accordingly everything will change. So if that is the case, if F is like this one, what is the component in this direction? What is the component of this direction? What is the component of this direction? This direction you will have simply F multiplied by cos theta, hence you have sin theta cos theta, right? Okay, so basically if you want to find out k you have applied at 2 to 1, k to 1 means we have displaced in along degree of freedom 2 and measuring the force along degree of freedom 1, means we have displaced this way and finding out the force this way. This way will be force is equal to EA of EA minus, because it's a compression, remember that. So hence we have already changed this one, so compression side. So K12 will be K21 will be equal to EA over L sin theta multiplied by, this is the force component this direction multiplied by cos theta. Okay, K22 will be the force you are applying this direction and the force is this one minus, meaning that this is a compressive force. So once we give force F equal to like this one, we just have to consider the magnitude only. So we have this force which is along this one, and we have to measure of you have to take the component, vertical component. So whatever this value is multiplied by cos of whatever angle here is, and angle is pi over 2 minus theta. So actually cos of this is sin theta only. So we get K12 is nothing but EA over L sin square theta. Okay. Okay, now here we have in this direction, so in this direction we will have K1, K2, 3, which will be opposite of, which should be opposite of K21. So we can also write K23 is equal to opposite of minus K21 will be equal to minus EA over L sin theta cos theta, and similarly K22, whatever we are getting here, K22 like this one, the value of this will be supported by the force here like this, so that there is a force balance, and hence we will write K24 is equal to minus K22 is equal to minus EA over L sin square theta. Okay. So we got this one, and next thing is actually we have already identified, and whatever we got force like this one, this they have to be balanced. So similar kind of analysis, the way you did, same kind of analysis you can do it here also, and you will find the if you are moving this away, you are giving this by displacement as 1, then you have to find out what are the forces developed here, then accordingly we can find it the other forces, and those forces will relate to the stiffness, the elements of those or the entries of those stiffness matrices. So given this information, now we can actually construct the stiffness matrix for this one. So let's write, and accordingly we can find out. We can use some symmetry, that kind of things, and automatically we will be able to do it. So big K, we are finding the big K, and this big K stiffness matrix for this one will be equal to, we have EA over L, which is common to all of them, so we write like this. Okay, and let's write, we'll have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, this will be 4 by 4, and this side also will write 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Okay, so first one was EA over L, then we had cos square theta, right? So we write cos square theta. Second we got sin theta cos theta. So this is K, K11, K12, K13, K14. Yeah. So sin theta cos theta. Now this and this will cancel out each other, remember, because they represent the force basically, right? So this should be the opposite of that, this should also be opposite of that. So we can actually very easily we can write it. So this becomes minus cos square theta, and here minus sin theta cos theta. Okay, next, this one is K21, K22, K23, K24, and this one we got equal to sin theta cos theta also, and also we can see that this is symmetric, hence whatever you get value you can actually write here, this will come here, this will come here. But we have derived, when we derived we found out this was sin theta actually, but otherwise also we can write, straight away you can write. So in fact we can copy from here and make this one, because we note that the stiffness matrix will be automatically, this is going to be the symmetric. We have derived also this is equal to sin theta cos theta only. So anyways we are going to write sin theta cos theta, we write here minus cos square theta, here minus sin theta cos theta. Okay. Other things we got this one, and then next was we got here which was k22, and we got it sine square theta. So we write sine square theta. Now this term is negative of this term because forces in x direction has to be 0, and we what we got is minus sine theta cos theta. So we write minus sine theta cos theta, and this term becomes minus sine square theta. So minus sine square theta. Okay, so this here, this becomes here, so we write minus sine theta cos theta, or minus sine square theta here. So minus sine square theta. Okay, so far we got it. So this row we derived this one, and based on because we know the property this has to be symmetric, so hence we have just copied whatever here, so we copied here, whatever here, so we copied here. Now rest also we can find out, and how? We know that this and this have to be basically the same value but in opposite direction. So if, that means the summation of this and this will be 0, this and this will be 0, this and this 0. So if it is a minus here, so it has to be plus cos square theta. So we write here cos square theta. Similarly, entry here plus entry here has to be 0, so this value becomes sin theta cos theta only. So we write sin theta cos theta. Similarly here this entry plus this entry equal to 0, so we will have plus sin theta cos theta, sin theta cos theta, and this plus this will be equal to 0 because both represent force in opposite direction, means force in y direction on the two ends, right? So hence sin square theta, and you are done. So we have found out the stiffness matrix for that, for the truss element, right? For the truss element, the stiffness matrix which will be 4 by 4. Okay, so that is all for today. Okay, in the next lecture video we will solve the truss problem. Okay.